You ever set a goal, you're full of motivation, and then a few weeks later, you're right back where you started? Well, it turns out the reason for that has way less to do with willpower and a lot more to do with a kind of hidden map inside our own minds. Today, we're going to explore the logical levels of change. It's an amazing framework that shows exactly why some changes fail and how you can make yours finally stick. It's a story we all know, right? We decide we're going to exercise more or eat healthier or maybe be more patient. The intentions are great, but our old habits, they just have this gravitational pull that yanks us right back. Why does making a real, lasting change feel so impossible sometimes?
Well, here's the thing. Most of the time, we're attacking the problem on the most superficial level possible. We get totally focused on the what, like, I'm going to stop eating junk food. But we never, ever get to the heart of why we're doing it in the first place. We're basically fighting the wrong battle.
So let's start by looking a little closer at that really frustrating cycle, the change that never seems to stick around. Because if you can really understand why it fails, that's the very first step to breaking that cycle for good. But what if there was a better way to go about it? I mean, what if you had a map, a kind of guide to your own internal world that showed you exactly where to put your energy to get the biggest results? Well, that map exists, and it's the key to making changes that actually last. And here it is. This is the logical levels model. The easiest way to think about it is like a pyramid or a ladder for change with 6 different levels. Now, here is the single most important rule, the one idea that changes everything. Any change you make at a higher level on this pyramid will automatically and inevitably change everything below it. That right there, that's the secret. Okay, so to really see how this works, let's climb this ladder with a real-world example. Let's imagine someone, we'll call him Alex, who has a problem he wants to fix. He keeps losing his temper at work, and he really wants to stop. Okay, so at the very bottom, the foundation, we have the environment. This is the simplest level. It's just the external stuff. It just answers the basic questions of where and when something happens.
So for Alex, the guiding question is, where does this happen? And the answer is super simple. The problem happens at work. That's the stage, the setting, where the whole drama unfolds.
Now, one level up from that, we find behavior. And this is where most of us pour all our energy when we try to change. All our New Year's resolutions, they live right here on this level. It's the specific, observable thing that you do. So for Alex, the what is pretty clear. I yell at my colleagues when I'm nervous. This is the action itself, the symptom of the deeper problem that we're trying to figure out. Okay, next up, we've got capabilities. This level is all about the how. It's about your skills, your personal strategies. And this is where it gets really interesting, because often a negative behavior is only there because we're missing the capability for a better one. So the question shifts to, how do I do this? And maybe even more important, what skill am I missing? Alex might realize, you know what? I yell because I literally lack the skill of anger management. He has the capability to yell, for sure, but he doesn't have the capability to stay calm when the pressure hits. All right, now we are getting into the really powerful stuff. Level 4 is all about your beliefs and values. This is the deep down why behind everything you do. These are like the unconscious rules that justify our behaviors. It's what we believe is true about ourselves and the world. So we have to ask why. And here's where we find the hidden engine driving everything. Alex might have a core belief that says yelling is the only way I can get control and make people listen to me. And if you truly believe that, then yelling doesn't just feel like an option, it feels necessary. We're almost at the top now, at the level of identity. And you could argue this is the most powerful level of all. It's not just what you believe, it's who you believe you are. It's your core sense of self. The question here is devastatingly simple. Who am I? And if Alex's answer is, I am a nervous person, well, then everything below it just falls into place, doesn't it? Of course, a nervous person believes they need control, lacks calming skills, and yells at work. That identity acts like a giant anchor, holding the entire negative system right where it is. And finally, at the very peak of the pyramid, we have purpose. This is about your contribution, your connection to something much bigger than just you. It's what gives your identity meaning and direction. So the last question becomes, for what purpose or for whom? Imagine Alex realizes his higher purpose is to be a supportive mentor, someone who helps others grow. You can immediately feel the deep conflict between that purpose and the identity of a nervous person who yells. That mission creates a powerful reason to change everything below it. Okay, so we've seen the whole map, we get the levels. So what's the actual secret to using it? It really all comes down to the direction you move. See, most of us try for bottom up change. We try to force the new behavior while our old identity is still running the show. It's like trying to swim up a waterfall. It's exhausting and it almost never works. But the real secret is top down change. When you change a higher level, the lower levels have no choice but to fall in line. So instead of fighting your behavior, you just decide, you know what? I am a calm and confident leader. And when that is your new identity, yelling at colleagues is no longer an option. Your entire system has to realign itself to match who you've decided to be. So, how do you actually put this into action for yourself? Well, this model gives you a really powerful blueprint for planning out any change you want to make in your life. Here's the key. Don't just start with what. You need to walk yourself all the way up the pyramid. Ask yourself these questions for the change you want, but pay special attention to the ones at the top. What new beliefs are you going to adopt? Who are you choosing to become? Because when you align that with your purpose, the what and the how tend to take care of themselves. Because at the end of the day, it all boils down to this. Stop spending all your energy trying to change what you do. The real leverage, the real power, is in changing who you are. Lasting change is always an inside job. So as we finish up here, I just want to leave you with this one thought. Forget for a moment about what you want to do differently. The much more powerful question, the one that can truly change everything, is this: who are you deciding to become?